up? It's me there, and I'm back with Stuck in the Middle, guys. I'm back with this new episode, and Harley wants to do this big old summer party, but it might not go the way she wanted to. So let's get into it. So Harley, she was like, I can do the backward couch flop. She was like, she's so happy because normally she would either lay on somebody or step on a piece of pizza. Then she don't have to share the bathroom, so she can finally brush all of her teeth, not just the ones that shows. And it's so awesome not to have to elbow somebody to get to the milk first, even though the milk smells like cheese. She said it's so great because the mom is actually gone to the grandma's house. I think she took Louis, Beast, and Daphne with her, but because they wasn't in this episode. But they gone to the grandma's house, so now it's just the older kids and her and the dad. So now the dad was like, I can watch an entire baseball game since in the last 16 years I wasn't able to watch the whole basketball game by myself, but now I can. So he was like, so if it's a fire, a felony, or a fraction, forget I'm your father. Okay, so now the kids are all going to be out. So Harley's going to have her own night in the house by herself. So she's going to have a super summer party. Her friends are going to be over. So then she said normally my friends get either driven away from the younger siblings or they get driven in from the older ones. So then Rachel was showing them that if you change up your part, you can have body or blah. Body or blah. That's what she was showing them. So they was all like interested in stuff. But now she can finally have them there by herself. So Harley asked her dad, and he was like, I'm not your dad, I'm just a guy watching a basketball game. So then she was like, thanks, Dad. So then he went to go taste the milk, and he was like, I know we have flavored creamer. The cheesecake, that tastes good. And she's like, ew. And I was like, that's nasty. So then Harley, she was going to have her Comet sleepover. They're going to watch it from the roof. Not a good idea. And all the Telltales left the building. So Georgie's fave basketball idol, Michaela Mendoza, she's dropping her new basketball shoes. So Harley's like, well, I can't go. And she's like, well, you promised to go, remember? So before Harley had Georgie doing her own, testing out her self-tanning helmet, and she had a real bad Oompa Loompa tan, and she promised that she would go with her because of that reason. So she was like, oh my god, what? But I got plans to do. So then she was like, no, you have to go because I need 2 pairs, because I need one from when I walk around by my, like regularly, and I need one for when I walk down the aisle. And she's like, don't wear no tight shoes or you're going to get hammered, so. So then Rachel, she was going out, and the dad was like, whoa, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm just going to the library. He's like, that sounds like the sound of you dropping out of school. And she's like, no, it's just cup. So then he was like, one leads to another. So she's like, well, I thought you didn't like matter or care because all you do is get mad. You don't really bring the punishment like mom does. So he's like, what? So he's like upset. So she's like, that's just how it works. So then Harley tried to convince Ethan to go with Georgie, and she's like, all my girls are coming over and I know how you love that. So all of her friends will always like harass him, like watch him eat and stuff. So he just thought that was weird. So he was like, okay, I'm leaving, bye. I'm gonna just take this comic book covered in gum. Anyway, so then Harley, at least she was 2 hours early. She came for the pre-party. She was like, oh, I should have guessed it wasn't on because of the lack of paparazzi. So her mom doesn't even like sleepover parties or their family. She was like, she says the first step of the slippery slope to an alternate lifestyle. And she said, y'all the slippery slope family. And she's like, the only reason I could come is if I go through your medicine cabinet. So then Harley was like, okay, that's cool. You can go through it. It's just a broken thermometer and some peanut butter that our mom thinks she's hiding from us. So she's like, okay. So then Harley had this whole cool party plan, which I thought was really cool. She had like pumpkin speakers and like a 25 chip and dip like salad bar thing up there, and I thought that was really cool. She had that. But then Rachel was there because she got grounded. So now they can't reason with her to get out of the room. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So she was like kind of sad. So then Harley told their dad, and he was like, well, I'm not smelling blood or fire, so go away. So she's like, why'd you grounded her? And he was like, yeah, I brought the hammer down. I'm like, Thor, call me Thor or something. So then he was like, okay, well, she's live blogging and texting, winky face, and she was like, what? Want me to take all her electronics away and make her study in the room? So then her plan backfired because she was trying to get her out the room, but then she made an idea and was like, okay, why don't you make her stay down here with you, so that's more punishment for her. So she was like, yeah. So he called her down. So she's like, oh, you got a text. So she texted her, and she was like, what? I gotta go downstairs. So now she was downstairs out of the room. So then Georgie and Ethan, they was there, and he was like, Harley's girlfriends can't come here, right? So then Georgie, I like Georgie's outfit. So she was like, look at that girl. She's such a ball hog because she's on a team. He was like, she hogs the bench as much as you do. So she's like, yeah, she stayed there too all the time. So then this little girl, she was like, I need this spot because my dad was volunteering to go to be an astronaut because the house burned down. It was a whole big thing. So they was like, and they gave up their spots real quick. So then it was party time. Haley had got laser pointer pins to make the dogs go crazy, which I don't like when people mess with dogs like my dogs. Don't do that. That's mean. Anyway, so they broke 13 mirrors that was on the basketball, and she was like, oh my god, let the whole badness, all like the bad luck begin. So then Ellie was like, well, we can play. She was like, well, let's play truth or dare. So then Ellie was like, what's that? I just played truth. And she's like, I didn't know it was another part. So then Georgie and Ethan came in. She was like, y'all got duped. So then they was just like they bought the big old teddy bear for this guy that didn't even matter. They just like the softies of the family. So they was like, what? So she was like, what would Michaela Mendoza do? She's like, you go back out there and get on the court. So then they went and they're gonna go back to go get their spot. So meanwhile, Rachel is talking, saying, why is the guy with the red hair not on the red team? So he was like, the dad was like, well, this is baseball. I don't go with which palette they on. It's how they get drafted. So then she was like, well, can we watch my favorite show? I think it's Dancing with Dads. So they gonna start watching. He's like, okay, fine, whatever. Meanwhile, Harley and Ellie, they was on the roof with a sparkling cider, and the crews didn't arrive until Ellie was afraid of heights and got them locked out. Not a good idea. So the girls didn't even hear any minute. So Ellie was just panicking. She didn't know that she was ever afraid of heights because her mom only let her on a 3-inch step stool, and she had to have like a whole belt, like a whole harness on when she was up there. So they throw everything on the roof. Everything gets thrown on the roof. The whole family eat. That's what Daphne sent her naughty dolls. So, and Ellie's afraid of the dark, and she's afraid of birds. So I was like, oh my god, she's drinking that cider like it's champagne. Like she was like, and then the bird pooped. So then the dad was on the show, and he was like, they got 2 left feet. And yeah, Rachel was like, literally, they do. He have 2 left feet, because it's sort of like a sad story at the end of the show. So he tried salsa in the dad, and then Rachel was like, oh, I think that chips deserve a better salsa. So then Ethan and Jordy, they was trying to jack somebody's spot, and she's like, I gotta do it for Michaela Mendoza. So she tried to jack this girl's spot and make a sad sob story like the little girl, but then she's like, I'm sorry, here's $2 for listening to that and going through all that pain. So then Ellie was pretending to be on the island. She was pretending to put on sunscreen, but then she had a sunburn. But then she had pretend sunscreen. So then the birds kept pooping. It was going to be bye-bye sleepover. Hello, Thor's mighty hammer. And they got to get Georgie and Ethan's attention. So they just started throwing everything down there. But then Georgie and Ethan wasn't looking because they was like, we just the Diaz's doormats. So they was just looking. And then they threw their shoes down there. And Georgie's like, oh, look, the shoes that I don't want come raining out of the sky. So they just did not notice. And then Rachel and the dad didn't even see because Rachel was trying to teach the dad how to cha-cha. And it was so crazy. Then Rachel and Ellie, they was like, they are so cold. She wanted to make a catapult to catapult her over onto the ground, but then it was like, that's not gonna work with that prune loaf that the dad's mom always bring. They was like, that's not gonna work. So she's like, well, I can put it in the rain gutter. So then she's like, this whole thing stops up the whole family. It can stop with the rain gutter. So yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Because meanwhile, Rachel and the dad, they was dancing the cha-cha, and Georgie and Ethan was like, that's weird. Georgie's like, he normally just do the robot, and I want to tell him that's really played out. So they was about to watch the show at the end of the finale, but then the satellite went out. So Harley was up there. She's like, if I'm splattered all over the cement, tell my dad I was never up here. But he wants to go up there on the roof to go look at the satellite. And he was like, oh my god, what are you doing? She got busted and grounded. But she's like, I'm not giving up. She's like, I'm glad you found us. We was almost out here for like an hour. And what was he doing? Watching TV. Didn't let Rachel do her homework, But he was like, okay, mom don't have to find out about this, okay? So then they was about to leave. But then they left Ellie out there, so they had to get Ellie. And he's like, what are you doing out there? But while they was out there, they watched a pretty comet that shot through the sky. And I always miss the comets. Oh my god, I always miss the moons and the comets when they always around here. I'm like, where is it in the sky? They said it like on the news, they're going to have one. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, then he got pooped on. So then Harley was like, well, maybe it's not the party I planned. And she's like, the girl that they gave their spot to in the line, she was actually telling the truth. She was on that Dance with Dash show, and her dad was actually going to space. So then it was like, yes, we're not softies. So she was like, hanging with my family is good, and it's rare to have to be able to hang out with your whole family and have a good time. So that was it. It was like, on a lovely, lovely note. The mom and the other brothers and sisters wasn't there, but I think it was okay. So guys, thanks for watching the review. Like, share, subscribe, and comment out my review for this new phone case that I got. It will be up soon, so stay tuned, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.